I'm just waiting to see if anybody jumps on. Oh my gosh, this is what happens when you're messing with crumbled eyeshadow. I just now noticed that. Okay, I'm gonna do a video on, I never thought that primer was that important. I basically thought it was just another way for companies to basically sell another product to you. A girl that works for Limelight, she done a video last night that I had watched about primer, and it inspired me to do this, and I think everybody's doing a video on this now. So I don't have a foundation that is dark enough, but I'm going to use a shadow, and it works the same with shadow. First, I'm just going to do one side of my face with primer and one side without, and I'm going to show you the difference. So first, I'm going to use our, and sorry if I'm washed out, my lighting in this house is terrible, and this light above me, I don't know, if I turn it up, I don't know, it just doesn't look bright enough. I'll try to cake on some foundation first and see if you're able to see it, but I don't think my foundation is dark enough because it matches my skin tone. So if it's not dark enough, I'm going to basically just use a shadow to show you. So like I said, I'm using that light. I cannot get the light right. The First Base makeup primer, and I'm just going to prime this side of my face. So I'm just going to do my cheek, and then I'm just going to fan myself to make sure it dries. Pat it in with my blender full. Make sure it's in there good. Now, I'm going to try to put foundation on, but I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but we're going to try it. I can cake it on. Because I use the Shinto 2. This one right here. This is the olive. If anybody, the lighting's horrible. We have the olive 1, the Shinto 1, and the Shinto 2. That's the 3 colors that I have. And the Shinto 2 is the darkest. So I'm just gonna, let's see if we can see this. Well, you can see it a little. I'll just cake it on there basically. So I'm just gonna put a lot. Of course, you wouldn't put this much foundation on, but I'm just gonna cake it on there so you can see. You see where the spot is on the primer side, and I'm gonna do the same on the side that has no primer. You see where the foundation is. Like I said, my lighting's horrible. Let's see. Okay. Okay, and you see the foundation. This side has no primer. This side has primer on it. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to take our finishing powder, which is our white translucent powder. And where did my kabuki brush go? This light is blinding me, so I can't see. And all I'm going to do is I am going to go over where the foundation is with our translucent finishing powder. And I'm actually going to go over it with this side also. I'm going to do the same. The only difference in each side is this side is going to have primer and setting spray, and this side is not. Now this is a setting powder. I'm still going to put the setting powder on it. But you're going to see the difference the primer makes. And then I'm going to use our 10 Years Younger finishing spray. I always shake it up some. I'm going to actually put that on both sides. Like I said, the only thing different is my right side has the primer. So I'm going to actually take my blenderful and just pat that in good. The finishing spray. Then I'm going to go over it just one more time with finishing powder on both sides. And I'm putting the same amount on each side. Now, here's the amazing part. Okay. And it works with eyeshadow too, which I'll show you the eyeshadow also. This side they're both identical, except this side has the priming spray and this side doesn't. Now, I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to press. You see how far I'm pressing into my cheek? And I am going to rub this down. And I don't know if you can see that really good. Well, let me rub it up here because I've got a little redness in my face that it does cover. So I'm going to rub it up here. But you see I'm pressing really hard in my skin. And you see it's not moving. Okay. Now this side doesn't have the prime spray. And you see it's moving. I don't know if you can see that real well or not. Just like I said, this lighting's terrible. But it's moving. You see this? You see that line right there? I was red a minute ago, and now the foundation's up here. This is the side that does not have the priming spray on it. And it is going to move. I can push it every which way around my face. You see how it's red right here? See how it moved? I don't know if you can see real well or not. I bought this stellar lighting system, and I'm still not getting very good light. But this side has the primer, and it's not moving at all. Like, I can rub the crap out of it. It's not moving. I always thought priming spray was basically, like I said, a way just to get more money out of someone. Now, I'm going to do this with the shadow where it's darker because I found out it does work with shadow too. And I'm going to do it on my forehead. So, again, going to use the First Base priming spray from Limelight by Alcone on my forehead right here. And take my blenderful and just pat that in. If I had a darker foundation, I would just do it with a darker foundation so you could see good. But I don't. So, I'm waiting on some foundations to come in. Now, I'm just going to take a brown shadow and I'm going to show you. Now, this is going to look a little crazy because I'm going to have shadow on my head. But I'm going to put this shadow on right here. And put it on right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to take our finishing powder, the white translucent powder, and I'm just going to go over top of both of them. I'm actually going to put a little extra finishing powder on this side that the priming spray is not on, just to show you. And then I'm going to take our finishing spray and spray both sides. Fan myself. Make sure that's in there good. I'm just going to pat it in. And I'm barely patting it so it doesn't rub off or anything. So you can see. And then I'm just going to take my finishing powder again and go over both sides. And I'm going to put a little bit more on this side. That does not have the primer, and you're going to see. Okay. This side has primer. I know I look kind of crazy. This side has primer, and this side does not. So, here is, I'm going to hold this. And you see, it did not smear at all. Now, here's the side that does not have primer. You see that? And it does it the same with foundation. Look, I can wipe it completely off with my hand. This side, it's not moving. Literally, it's not moving. So, that is the difference with using primer and not using primer. It works the same with shadow, foundation, blush, everything. It's crazy because I didn't, I thought, well, until I seen Lacey's video last night, I thought it's just another way of not Limelight per se, but any company making, extra money on a priming spray. But as you can see, that is the difference with primer and not having primer. If you don't have primer on, it's your foundation, blush, shadow, whatever is going to move around. If you have priming spray on, it's going to stay and it's not going to move at all until you literally take it off. So that was what I just wanted to show y'all. I thought it was kind of neat. And I will see y'all later.